So, little news story. You probably haven't seen much of it, in the mainstream media. But Trump's taxes got leaked, you know? Again, this is like you really have to run down the grapevine to find this one. But apparently, a very wealthy person with a lot of financial connections wasn't paying a lot in taxes. I had a lot of faith in the system before this. I'd wake up every morning, I'd sing out the Pledge of Allegiance and, a dulcet, and I'd think, yeah, the system works. Donald Trump, I may not like the guy, but he definitely doesn't use his enormous wealth and privilege to cheat the system. And that's why this was just astonishing to me. I didn't even know. I honestly, I still don't even know what to say. I'll give you the basic breakdown. Basically, for 2016, 2017, and for I believe 10 of the past 15 years, Trump paid like 750. Like he paid like nothing, basically. And by the way, I have to say, $750 paid is infinitely funnier than $0 paid. Okay. Infinitely funnier. Paying nothing, that's the classic one. Paying 750, I can imagine like Trump walking to the office of the IRS with a billfold with like enough 20s to put that across, slap it down on the desk and just like walk out, That's the big brain shit right there, okay? Yeah, paying 750 is infinitely more insulting to the system than paying nothing. Personally, this to me seals the deal. Full accelerationist. Now, based anarchist Trump defying the state better than I ever could. Listen, if I committed tax fraud, how much money would I be denying the IRS? Maybe, would you get 100,000? I don't know. Trump denying the IRS their money, though, man, he's squandering the government of millions. I wish I could be as committed to the anti-statist principles Trump represents as Trump does. There actually is some funny stuff here, though. If you look through the details, you can find really funny shit like him deducting $70,000 for hairstyling. And, people would like make fun of AOC for getting like a $200 haircut or something like that, There's the whole he's currently in like $400 million of debt. Yeah, hold on. The president could also face mounting financial pressures in the year ahead. The tax records show he's carrying a total of $421 million in loans and debt that are primarily due within 4 years. Most of that debt came from his, I'll save you the time, failing businesses. Because he's a shit businessman. Now, there are multiple ways you can handle this as a political commentator. So liberals will handle this like so. They'll look at that and they'll say, Trump's not even a billionaire. I was talking with my Wall Street buddies, and they say they don't even like him. They wouldn't even invite him to brunch. He's not even a real billionaire. And that's great, because that makes him so much more likable to his base. Thank you, libs, as always, for doing the job of the conservatives for them. The whole point was that he was supposed to be a maverick. When libs talk about how he's like not accepted by Wall Street billionaires, you make him look better, not worse. You make him look much, much better. I don't want to elect a president who's accepted as like a member of a Wall Street cabal. No, what they want, is the image of a president who's so, daring and so controversial and so much of a maverick that he gets thrown out of these, brunch soirees because his cock's too big or his balls are too big or he comes too much, stuff like that. And the issue is we're giving him that when we do these narratives. The fact of the matter is, and here's the hot line, okay? Trump probably is hated by the Wall Street establishment, not because he's any different than them in any meaningful way, because they're all fucking idiots who got to where they were by like tripping over familial wealth and lucky contacts that they had to barely even work for, it's because he's unlikable. He's just like a cringy dipshit. That's it. That's the reason he's different from them. It's they have social graces he doesn't possess. You know what I mean? It would be like a fantasy anime, okay? An isekai, all right? And it's like, yeah, the ruling family has presided over Tyrrhenia for 8,000 years. The black sheep of the family, Jezebel, has been exiled for her ways being too different from the family. And you meet Jezebel, and the reason the tyrannical royal family kicked Jezebel out is because she shits herself at like dinner, you know? She just can't stop shitting herself. Like, now this is a form of, this is like being a maverick, you know, like you are, but are we doing it in the right way? Perhaps not. Well, here's the serious answer. Wait, hold on. What is this? Gotcha, hyena. Okay, so serious answer is the president of the United States being $500 billion in debt is a serious issue. It's a national security issue because it means that he could attempt to pay down those debts by offering favors to the people who own them. You never want to have a politician. That's a big donation. 420 weed number. Thank you so much. I'll get to that soon. You never want a president who's financially beholden to other powers. Remember the whole Russiagate thing? Like, everyone was wondering, you know, how much is Trump beholden to financial interests from Russia? And there's a legitimate concern there underneath all the liberal hysteria. You don't want a chief, a commander-in-chief who's, got fucking collection agencies after his ass. So that's a little bit, it's a little bit dumb, a little bit silly. Oh, one of the funniest things that came through in this, by the way, was that apparently the only reason Trump was able to stay afloat through the financial crisis was because he got like a $70 million tax return from a law that Obama wrote, you know? So while Trump is like frantically tweeting about how Obama like eats his own doo-doo or whatever, he's also like, oh God, please, get that legislation, 70 million, oh God, yeah, please, anything to keep the lights on, you know? So it's... So thanks, Obama. This is the closest people have been to literally, indicating Obama laid the material conditions for Trump presidency. Because it may well be the case that if it weren't for that law, the financial situation would have made it impossible for Trump to run for president. So thank you, Obama, for paving the way for the next generation of sociopaths to make their way through to the fucking White House. Okay. Yeah, anyway, this is dumb as shit. I don't get... Actually, I'm sorry, listen. As tempting as it would be to just make fun of liberals for their coverage of this and for the overall... Because, again, we're lefties. We all knew he was cheating his taxes. Did anyone here think that wasn't the case? Not just because billionaires are terrible, but also because Trump is terrible. Like, overlapping. Like, we all knew that, right? Yeah, nobody here was blown away. Yeah, he bragged about not paying his taxes back when he was debating Hillary, didn't he? Yeah, like... So again, that's not exactly surprising. The funny thing, though, the funniest thing is the cope. The unbelievable, unfathomable, immeasurable cope from the Republicans. Holy shit. I wish I could beam into all the viewers here, or into my computer screen, a collage of all the dumbass takes I've seen over the past 2-3 days. Oh my fucking God. First of all, how many conservatives have you seen say, liberals don't know how income tax works, with no further clarification, thus indicating they have no idea how it works either, you know? Conservatives are the people who don't understand how tax brackets work. So I'm not... yeah. How many times have you seen that one right there? How many times have you and people seen, obviously, he's counting his losses from the previous year? Or they like randomly heard, they like vaguely remember hearing this from like an economics blog they read sometime back in 2017. So so they're just repeating it now. How many times have you seen, well, actually the funniest one was Trump himself when he said it was all fake news. Listen, Trump's entire presidency has been about delegitimizing the media. Okay, that's been fucking numero uno. You know, main lay, number one shit he's behind. And you know what? If Trump released one page from his tax returns, from his 1040, whatever, anything, to show that the released New York Times leak was fake, it would be the greatest fucking boon to his presidency imaginable. Within 24 hours of the first presidential debate, he would have proven that the media are a bunch of biased blowhards that will lie and cheat and steal and do anything they can to smear his name. He's called it fake news, but ooh, the sad thing is, it's real, and he knows it, which is why he's not gonna release shit. I'm surprised he's not releasing like a Photoshop 1040 or something, you know, or like he takes a 1040 and he fills it out and like puts his own signature. He's like, $1 trillion, and he's like, yeah, there you go, I did it. See, that's the real 2017. Yeah, he uses like MS Paint or something like that. But again, this has been the story of his entire presidency. It's Trump telling easily provable lies because he knows his base won't call him on it. And that, to be honest, has scared me about his presidency more than anything else that he's done, because I think it contains within it the capacity to do greater evil than anything else. It's like the enabling force, you know? You could take, apart from him getting rid of the Obamacare mandate, apart from the fucking concentration camps at the border, all the shit ICE has been doing, sending federal troops in, all of this is predicated on a willful disavowal of factual information on the part of his presidency, you know? A disdain, a neglect for truthful information. And this is just symptomatic of that, you know, further and further. Trump says this is fake news, but if it was, he would release the record and blow the media the fuck out, you know? It's a strategy that the Nazis used as well. There are plenty of choice quotes from Hitler on that one. If you get people used to believing the little lies, they'll believe anything. If you get people used to believing the big lies, you can get away with anything. So lying has always been a key cornerstone to his presidency, even about shit that doesn't matter. Like, remember the 3 million illegals? Remember the I have the biggest inauguration crowd in history? It doesn't matter if the lie is easily disprovable. It's about getting your audience to just buy it. And no conservative, by the way, gives a shit about any of this tax stuff. It's not going to affect Trump in the slightest, but it is a little bit funny.